Roundtable is here. We have former DNC Chair Donna Brazile, former Trump White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, ABC News Washington Bureau Chief and Political Director Rick Klein, and ABC News contributing political correspondent and Politico Capitol Bureau Chief Rachael Bade. Thank you all for being here. Okay, Donna, I got to put you on the spot. Sorry. We just heard what Biden said. He said that he thought he would have won the election. So he said it twice now.
Well, first of all, let me just set the table right. Joe Biden thought he could win because after his debate performance, he received polling that showed that he wasn't sliding, that that things had stalled, but that he still had a chance. Look, it was 24 of the most agonizing days, I think, in Democratic Party history, until the president made the decision to step back so that the
24 days between the debate against
June 27
Trump and
July 21st. Agonizing, because we had no playbook. We had no playbook. Look, Joe Biden thought because he had beaten Trump before in 2020 that he had the playbook to win. I don't think so. I think before he answered that question in the interview with Susan Page, Susan asked him about a similar situation, about the Democrats losing so much. And he said there were global issues. I mean, across the world, there was it's been a stiff headwind. Look what just happened in Canada. Look what's happening in Germany. Look what's happening in France. I mean, I can go on and on and on. The bottom line is, I think Vice President Harris did a damn good job given the odds.
Well, he also said in that statement before that clip that Kamala Harris could have won. Well, someone needs to remind him that she did, in fact, run. She got killed. He was having problems well before that debate. I mean, he crashed the debate, no doubt about it. But, you know, it's just, again, illustrating the fact that Joe Biden has been living on Fantasy Island, where Biden's fantasies come true. And it's been going on for years. This is nothing new. People have been talking about it. He waited too long. He did, in fact, crush the Democrat Party. But Donald Trump would have smoked Joe Biden
we don't know that.
in the most unbelievable fashion.
We don't know that. He didn't even smoke Kamala Harris.
He was bleeding everywhere.
He got
factually. He's at 36% approval now. You didn't think he'd have a little bump after, you know, nothing.
I mean, clearly we don't have a crystal ball here to see what would have happened in another situation. But I think given everything we know from the reporting and where the country was and what happened during those couple weeks after the debate, we can say it's very unlikely Joe Biden would have beat Donald Trump. I mean, it would have taken a miracle. We talked in the break about donors fleeing from him. I remember hearing from leadership, everybody saying he was toast right after the debate. The reason why he hung on so long is because he couldn't internalize the fact that he was going to lose. And that is clearly still a problem.
All right, Rick, let's turn to the person who did win, Donald Trump. We have 14 of his cabinet nominees have hearings scheduled in this upcoming week. What are you looking for?
Well, what's striking to me is how many Democrats probably disagree with the statement we said before. And a lot of these cabinet appointees are going to get in without much drama at all. In fact, I think the vast majority are going to get in. Most of them will. I think the real attention, though, is going to be on a few. Pete Hegseth, who's got his hearing on Tuesday. We've seen reporting, including from ABC News, about some flags that are raised in the FBI background check. Some senators are saying they want more information. That is going to be a real serious hearing. We're also going to get the first real glimpse into what the Trump plans around immigration and the border will be between Pam Bondi as the Attorney General nominee, as well as Christine Noem at the Department of Homeland Security. This is the policy that starts to come into place. And we've talked about the personalities for a long time, but I think these next couple of days are going to begin to flesh out what Trump wants to do, what his people want to do, and what kind of team he's going to have around him. The history of these, as you know, John, there's always surprises. We go in and think they're all going to be smooth. There's going to be someone or something that comes up in the next couple of days that we did not anticipate.
I mean, it seems like it's turned up even from where it was in 2017 after he won the first time. I mean, the focus on these hearings is going to be off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, I think two dynamics to watch, in addition to obviously how the nominees themselves perform, is the posture of the parties right now. I mean, I think the Trump administration took a major risk and did a major gamble when they went after Joni Ernst regarding the Hegseth nomination and tried to make this example of her. That really could have blown back. Instead, what we're seeing is Republicans saw what happened to her, and they've all tried to get in line. And there's really no indication that we're going to see, another nominee go down, at least at this point. And then you have to watch the Democratic side as well, because they are grappling right now with what is their posture in this new Trump administration. And look, they have an opportunity to bring people in if they want. How hard are they going to go after these nominees? And I think that that's something we don't actually know yet. Democrats have backed up a Republican bill on immigration just this recent week that is moving ahead in the Senate. That was a big change in their posture from just the past 4 years.
The Lincoln Riley bill.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you had the vast majority of Democrats in the Senate vote for it.
Well, vote to advance it. We don't know how many will vote for final passage, but the fact that they are getting on board on that makes me think that their posture against some of these nominees will not be as maybe aggressive as we've seen in the past. I'm curious.
Can I do a quick flashback to a show a couple weeks ago? Senator Fetterman, Democrat of Pennsylvania. I want to play something he said. Have you talked to Trump since the election?
I have not. I have not, no.
So I assume he's going to call you at some point. What is your message to him after he sees this?
What would I say to him? I'd be like, well, hey, well, congratulations, and have an honest conversations of things we could work together, and some things we're going to disagree.
All right, so that was Fetterman. By the way, he did call, and Fetterman's going to go and meet with him down at Mar-a-Lago.
Absolutely. The mayor of the District of Columbia went down to meet with President-elect Trump. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think this is not going to be a time of resistance like it was in 2017. They're going to look for opportunities to work with the President-elect and his team, and they will be prepared to oppose him when they disagree.
One of the things that I think this Fetterman issue is pointing out is something that we talked about right after the election, which is the future, I think, of where the Democrats will go is populist left. The progressive left lost it for the Democrats. You're seeing it with Fetterman. He knows it. He's in Pennsylvania. He's got to make sure he's on the right side of this debate.
He doesn't like the term progressive, he says.
Well,
yeah.
He's not. He is in the Democrat Party. Is going to go populist left. The wildfires, the cultural issues, all these things are going to eat them alive.
16.6 million jobs, the 20 million small businesses.
And he's at 36% approval.
This great economy that the Democrats are once again gifting to Donald Trump.
Donna,
the
your party
Democrats
got
are not going
crushed.
to
just take the loss and move forward.
Ooh, I know what a crushing looked like. I've been around politics.
I do too, and it was
amazing. It was a very difficult election. But when you lose by less than 7,000 votes in the House
history that
and
Donald Trump
1.5 million in the popular vote, look, a loss is a loss. We're not sitting around relitigating like you all did 4 years ago.
As former RNC chairman for 6 years, I'm thrilled that you think that what happened in November wasn't.
Okay. So wait a minute. I want to before we go. We have to talk about the Jimmy Carter Memorial. We can get some pictures on the screen. The thing I wanted to ask, because we have the people here who can answer the question. We saw, all the presidents. We saw 5 presidents gathered together at one time, and then we had this. Barack Obama and Donald Trump sitting there like old friends catching up. So you guys can tell us, Donna, what was Obama talking to Trump about?
Anyone who knows Barack Obama knows that he's a very gracious guy, a funny guy, a very smart guy. So I'm sure they commiserated over, a lot of things, but also probably had a good time talking about, who knows, sports. I don't know.
I would say a couple things quickly.
Okay,
Number one, Donald Trump one-on-one with people that even don't like him one-on-one, he's a charming guy. He's great with people.
I didn't see him pound around with Kamala Harris.
They did beforehand.
Okay.
It's good to see. But the third thing, it also shows what a sham some of the Democrat talking points. I mean, Donald Trump was supposed to be Hitler. He was a fascist. He was a threat to democracy.
But we can talk about the things that Trump has said about Obama, too.
He's a convicted felon who's about to take political office. Okay?
It was the whole thing.
This is not about the name calling that Donald Trump has done for the last 8 years. The bottom line is he's elected president. As Mr. Fetterman and others have said, he's going to be our president, and that is what we recognize.
There are decades of political rivalries in the first couple rows at that funeral.
Incredible,
and to
right?
unpack all of that is fascinating. But look, I do think it tells us that this Trump coming back to Washington is a different person at a different time. different time in our political history, different time in his political history. The fact that so many members of Congress, some 2/3 of House members, elected either with him or since he was elected, it is a different place in every way. And yes, his interactions with some other leaders are going to be a lot different this time around. We're seeing signs of that everywhere. Democrats still don't know where their direction is, and a lot of it is going to be different this time. To Donna's point, not less resistance and more, let's see if we can work together.
Yeah.
I mean, in the business world.
Yeah, no, he's not the pariah he was 4 years ago, absolutely. And his team worked hard to change that image to, help in the eyes of voters and the eyes of these businesses, too. But I also think when it comes to Obama and Donald Trump, game clearly recognizes game, right? I mean, both of these presidents,
exactly.
They were both,
I think
Two-term president.
I was with the president on Monday night, and the difference was in 2016, everyone was assuming that we weren't to be dealt with. Now they're totally unified.
Out of time. On that note, totally unified. You heard.